So this is how to sell education. Um, the goal of this is to recognize the importance of education within the agricultural industry. And I think I decided to pick this topic because I don't feel as though many are as aware of it as they could be. And this is something I feel that is super important. Um, Education of just farmers and things that they're going through in general is something that I think is a really big issue in the industry right now. And many don't realize the middleman between the manufacturer of agricultural products and the company that's actually using those products for their crops or products. And so, looking more specifically, I think it would be really easy to break this down into like more of an individual sector. And I chose precision agricultural production. And I think too often we look at a one size fits all approach when applying like uniform water, fertilizer, pesticides, and it's not always working. And so precision agriculture is a term that uses more modern technologies to fit the needs of the crop, of the area, of the farmer, and I think that's a really cool, right here. Just modern technologies. It's just a really neat way to kind of personalize farming. And I also have a video that will show more in depth of what it is.
If you shop on Amazon, you should use Wikibuy. It's a browser extension that automatically compares Amazon.
Precision agriculture is a method in which farmers optimize inputs such as water and fertilizer to enhance productivity, quality, and yield. The term also involves minimizing pests and diseases through spatially targeted application of precise amount of pesticides.
It means that you will deal with parts of your field in an appropriate way, in different ways, because these different parts of the field, they are different. The soil may be different a little bit, the sun which is being received by that field, part of the field may be different, the slope may be different. So there is varying factors varying across a particular parcel. Taking those into account in order to maximize the crop, taking ecological factors into account.
So what exactly is precision agriculture and how is it different from traditional farming?
The traditional agriculture where everything has started, this is actually from experience handed over. Technology has also improved, so they started with animals in the beginning, they built up machines, tractors and so on, and then they realized, okay, if I'm more precise on planting, harvesting, fertilizing, then I actually get also more out of my fields. And this is exactly difference where precision makes the difference in the efficiency or in the productivity of a farm. And this is where precision agriculture is actually only a driver or measure another level of productivity in agriculture.
Precision farming is a farming management concept based on observing and responding to intra-field variations. It relies on new technologies like satellite imagery, GPS, information technology, and other geospatial tools. Let's try and understand this better. Suppose you have 20 hectares and you are getting 100 tons per hectare of yield. A remote sensing image of your field shows the difference between the yield in various parts of the same ground. Areas marked in red show the yield of 20 ton per hectare, while areas marked in blue show yield of 120 ton per hectare, a difference of 100 tons. Or in other words, not optimizing yield from these 100 tons is leading to loss in productivity. Observing variability in crop is the first step of precision agriculture process. Evaluating all this information together can give you a better understanding of the causes of variability in your farm. Depending on evaluation, you can manage your crop better. Sensors in field measure the moisture content and temperature of the soil and surrounding air. Satellites and robotic drones provide farmers with real-time images of individual plants. Information from those images can be processed and integrated with sensors and other data to yield guidance for immediate and future decisions. such as precisely what fields to water and when or where to plant a particular crop. For example, it can give you an idea if you need to apply a particular mineral or fertilizer in one area of your land rather than using it in the entire farm, thus saving your money, resource, and time. Geospatial science has a major role to play in securing both food and nutritional security in agricultural systems. Geospatial technologies such as GPS, GNSS, remote sensing, and drones play an important role in precise location of problems, optimizing resources, and maximizing yield.
This is higher precision GNSS, which actually only enables a 1 to 2 centimeter accuracy to really bring this precision also down to the field, to the crops, where they actually need it to get the productivity. On the other component or the other technology that you need is also, of course, also the machine together with the tools that you have in your bag, that they are adjusted and calibrated to each other, because the positions that you measure on the roof, it's not what the farmer is interested in. He is interested in the centimeter on the ground down there. So you have to know what is the distance between these 2 points to make it really precise as an entire thing.
Unmanned aerial vehicles or UAVs allow farmers to monitor crop and livestock conditions consistently by air to find problems that would not be visible in ground-level spot checks. An apt example, a farmer can inspect whether his crop is not being properly irrigated through time-lapse.
But we're also seeing increasing growth in agriculture. So that's using different sensors like multispectral sensors to basically fly over the crops and measure the reflectance of the light, seeing where the crops are healthy and where they're struggling.
Today, mobile apps, smart sensors, drones and cloud computing make precision agriculture possible for farming cooperatives and even small family farms.
I just thought that video was something that would really easily introduce precision agriculture to those who didn't know about it, and it's just something that you know now. So just looking at precision ag companies, without really even knowing information, you can help others. There's so many products that improve farmers' jobs and perhaps more importantly, the crop. Some big companies that produce agricultural precision ag products are John Deere, Trimble, AgriSync, Cirrus Imaging, and Smart Ag. And I mean, these are just 5 out of a ton. And they're really, these companies make and produce the equipment that they use, but they don't teach farmers how to use it. They don't allow companies to really learn how to implement these technologies that they're creating into their daily production. And so to narrow this lecture down a little bit, kind of going back to the big picture of not precision ag, just education in general, I kind of broke it down into 3 things. So it all kind of ties back into just first thing first, know your stuff. It's important to know your information and be educated. And being educated in precision ag was just one example that I decided to use. And so by knowing your stuff, you can be a more effective sales rep, communicator, educator, really anything. And it can include like taking workshops of the subject, getting to know the industry in your area that you're working in, following your boss and asking questions to experts at your company, and just really getting to know what you will be doing. The second part is to really know your audience. I think that in the agricultural industry especially, it really depends on the area or the location that you are working in. And the people and the crop and just the atmosphere that it is changes so drastically. And so to really know your area and location is something super important, as well as the crop that's majorly produced in the area. And lastly, the community and people with what morals and values that they hold high. And then the third is to kind of know the communication style of the area. In order to educate, you have to know how to communicate. And so I think that this is a really important and different way to look at it, and just the way people interact and help each other in an area can really benefit you when it comes to agricultural education. And so looking at the communication styles, there are 4 different types. There's passive aggressive, and assertive. Passive is really about individuals who use communication style to act indifferently and kind of more yield to others. They sometimes display lack of eye contact or poor body posture, and they can't really say no. And so that's important to know. And then aggressive is kind of, they're very outward with what their opinion is and what they want to say. They speak aloud, and they can be demanding, kind of the opposite of passive. And then passive aggressive is a really good mix between the two. They can be passive on the surface, but within them, if they feel really passionate about something and they build up resentment, they can kind of be direct in other ways. And then assertive is the last one. It is thought to be the most effective of communication styles. And they just kind of express their own needs, desires, ideas, and feelings while also considering others. And so it's a really good balance between the passive and the aggressive. And so that one, they're just important to look out for and to know, especially when you're educating others. And I think that is all I have. These are my sources, and thank you.